George, you want to give us a rundown what we're looking at right here, just for the viewers back home?
We've got a little friend weight on him there. He's not doing so well though.
You can just make it out. You can see the foot right there.
Yeah, and then the little tail kind of goes up, hangs underneath here.
Well, the best one is the
You can see the tail. Hold it for later, Esther. Don't give all the secrets away yet. Anyway, that is a dead mouse type or rat thing.
That's a really big mouse.
It's a big one. But yeah, he is down there and he's dead. So let's put some oil in it. We're going to put it up in the air. We're going to show you the other discovery.
I mean, can you just like take little things and then just...
It could be, but do you know what kind of disease might be going on in there?
Well, that's why you... Oh, we wear masks.
Yeah, right now we're up to COVID-19. As George mentioned, we could get COVID-20 and then it could go to 21. It could be worse. Oh, I can see the tail right away.
It's like straight up. Like, you have to drop the transmission, I think.
Oh.
That one's... I've never seen that ever.
Oh, I almost feel nauseous for some reason.
It's gross. I'm amazed it doesn't smell anymore.
Oh. Alright, so in all seriousness, if you know something that will deter a mouse or a rat from chewing electrical or fuel line, go ahead and comment below. Let us know what you recommend, what you've had good luck with. I've heard dryer sheets, I've heard, of course, you know, rat poison, but if you know of something that we can share, go ahead and comment below, because it really is a problem. We see this a lot. We see electrical wiring chewed, we see fuel lines, we've seen, of course, windshield washer squirters, that kind of thing. It really can cause an issue, even on cars that are driven quite frequent. So let us know what you know and we'll pass it along. What do you think it is? Any guesses? You ready? You ready? This is a Mitsubishi Evo. This is known as Project MJ. Beautiful black and white Volk wheels. Obviously it's got some cams in there. While you're in there, you want to pop the hood?
Yeah.
Very clean engine bay. Obviously it's got some cams, upgraded turbo. It's probably got an upgraded whole bunch of stuff. I don't know everything. I'll put it in the description. When I talk to him, he'll tell me about it, but we'll put his link to Instagram too. This car has quite the following. It's pretty cool, but we're going to actually modify the exhaust he's supplying. We're going to put his exhaust on it, do a little modifying, add a resonator, and change from what he has over to titanium. We'll take his exhaust out and then we'll kind of show you what we're going to do. So this is what we have right now. He has a nice exhaust. He has a resonator there, and this is stainless pipe in. It's all done in black. And then the back section right here, going out to the tip, this is all stainless. So what he has supplied us is, this is titanium right here. I'm not sure the company that makes it, but this is a bolt-on exhaust and it has just the one resonator in the back. Well, what we're doing is adding the resonator. He wants to eliminate those 2-bolt flanges. He wants to put a V-bend there instead on the back, just because they look cleaner. And then where these two bolt together here, we're going to eliminate those two and weld those direct, just so there's no connection there. It'll just look a little bit cleaner. And then he wants the resonator on the front here joining the downpipe. See the Tacoma name right there, and that's what we use, so everything's going to match. The mufflers, the resonators, everything's going to match. Now this isn't sponsored by Tacoma. I'm just giving them a shout out because we do like their products. This is the V-bend that we're going to use to replace this right here. They do sell them in a set, so you got basically the two, male and female, and then the clamp. Each part welds on this pipe, so we're going to cut this off and we're going to lose a small amount to weld this on. Then we'll figure out what we need to add to make our length back at that end. So let's go ahead and get these cut. Okay, so this is the back section we talked about. We've already changed from the 2-bolt and put the V-bend on there. This is where he wants a V-bend, and where the other 2-bolt was going to be was right about here. He's not a big fan of the 2-bolt. It looks a little cluttered, and V-bend assemblies are kind of expensive, so we said, why don't we just weld that as a continuous pipe? It doesn't need to come apart. Everything is below the axles and lower control arms. It isn't like it has to break. It comes down as one piece. So we're going to make this one continuous piece through here. Take this out. We're going to put the titanium resonator in there, the 17-inch long muffler. Everything is really close to the drive shaft right here. You can see how close it was there, and it's actually had a little bit of clearance there. Somebody's ground this off to make a little bit of room. We're changing the whole thing rather than the pipe being here, which is where the titanium one still is. We're going to bring it over here a little bit more so we can get it higher and get away from this drive shaft.
The dog found that.
Dog found it?
Yeah, she came in this morning, went into the corner, and then was walking around with that in her mouth.
You're like, hey, what kind of toy you got, dog? Ah, it's a rock. Ooh. Look at that. That should be preserved. Or maybe we can suck the DNA out of it and make dino frogs. I don't know. Alright, so from our favorite titanium supplier, they're also a stainless supplier too, but we buy a lot of titanium from them. One thing I wanted to share with you, I want to do a separate video on this and kind of like a demo, but this, you've seen our chill block that they sell for the V-bend flanges. In fact, we just used it today on the Evo. Well, this is another piece they're offering, obviously. See, it says O2 chill block, so kind of gives it away, right? This is to put in an O2 sensor bung, so while welding your look how pretty that is. Welding your O2 sensor bung on there, not only is it a purge, but it's a heat sink. It takes the heat out of that O2 sensor bung. Welding this onto your pipe, it's very easy to distort the threads right here, and you don't know that you've damaged the threads until you let it cool, and then you screw your O2 sensor bung or your wideband in there and it gets stiff, and of course it damages the threads here, damages the threads on your wideband or O2 sensor. So I got to tell you, this is ingenious. This is something we've talked about as well, but not only is this designed to screw onto this to take the heat out of it right here, it's also a purge. You see it's got the holes in here, and purge through this. So that's one more spot you can purge if you don't use their chill block and you don't use their other silicone blocks. So this is absolutely genius. And now if you do have the other purge, you can put this little piece in right here, and this will fill up that hole and form a seal. But look at that, that is absolutely beautiful, and that looks like a really trick O2 sensor plug. So this is the other part. We've already used this a few times. This is the chill block for V-bend, and again it pulls the heat out the flange, so there's less chance of warping the flange. But what it does is it bolts to this V-bend right here, so you weld it and it doesn't distort. As you see, this is perfectly flat, and it gives you a much cleaner weld. It's easier to weld, but that's their other part right there. I'm going to do a separate video on both of these because I am impressed with it. Tacoma is not paying us to do this, but I do try and share the things that we use. We do have some people that fabricate and build this kind of stuff, and it's always good to kind of share your experiences with those guys. If it's something good, why not share it with the people that think like you? But that's it, Tacoma chill block for V-bends. That's definitely a must. You do actually look good in a hat. Maybe you can have my hat. I'll give George mine.
No, I think you should wear it.
I look like a dork in this.
You won't look like a dork.
I am not a hat guy. I look stupid in hats.
You don't.
Are you laughing because you think it looks cool, or are you laughing because I look...
I'm laughing because you're laughing at yourself.
Tacoma beanies, check them out in the store. Don't use me as an advertisement because I probably look stupid in it, but you will look awesome in it. Check them out, TaconIndustries.com. They will sell you a hat and all your titanium needs. All right, let's get back to welding this stuff together. This came at the perfect time because we can use this on the Evo. So we're back together. Now we have a whole lot more room around here. You got a full hand in there now. So we jogged this pipe over to get a little bit more clearance. It sits a little bit tighter up in that tunnel, but it's still got room around the drive shaft everywhere. This back section, of course, put the V-bend on there. It's quite a bit nicer than the 2-bolt flange, and of course everything back here is the same. Looks nice. So let's get it down, get a couple of sound clips. We're not going to drive it, we don't need to drive it, we're not selling you the exhaust. I'll talk to the customer if he wants to do some burps up and down the street for us, do a sound clip. Alright, so we're going to get a sound clip. Now keep in mind this is on E85 and it has cams in it. I'm not sure what they are. They're either 264s or 272s, if I remember rightly from my Evo days. Sounds a little bit quieter. It's kind of hard to tell.
No, it was pretty loud before.
Yeah. So we'll see. Follow this guy, Ozzy, Project MJ. Follow him, and I'm sure he'll post some more pictures too, and maybe some sound clips. We'll find out what he thinks. Is it quieter or not? It kind of sounds a little bit quieter to me. It certainly lumps, especially with the 85 and the cams. Once it warms up, it smooths out a little bit. But the motor sounds good. So the owner of the Evo also owns this Tacoma. It's a supercharged Tacoma. We put it in one of our past videos. Super cool truck, super clean. We built the exhaust for this about a year ago. I'll see if I can link it in the description. It's a pretty famous truck too. A lot of people have done reviews on this. 200,000 miles, but you would never know. This thing is beautiful. Check it out. Check out his Instagram. He has a whole bunch of stuff on the MJ and the Tacoma on there. Check him out.